What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another super exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. I know you all are going to love this one because we are all having a blast here. And if you don't know what the we are, we is the gardening community, the homesteading community. We're all gathering together for an awesome event that has been put on by Homesteaders of America. And so we're over here in Virginia, just having a great time. And I thought I'd just show you all kind of what's been going on. I actually had the wonderful opportunity to speak to a large group of people about autopilot gardening. It's a 2-day event, and unfortunately it was raining for day one, so I did not bring my camera, and then it ended up turning out beautiful, so the camera was left at the hotel. So this is day 2 of the 2-day event, and the turnout has been absolutely incredible. They were expecting, I think, close to 2,000 people, and I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think there was more than 2,000 people there even on day 1. So let's go check it out. So one of the really cool things about Homesteaders America is not only is it a conference to inform the public and the community about homesteading and gardening and raising your own food on your property and just kind of living self-sufficiently, but it's also an expo for people, for vendors to show their wares and get to engage kind of face-to-face with the customer. So we are here with
Homesteaders' wife. My husband has a channel, and I'm face painting for today. Kelly Bays is my name.
All right. What are we doing here? What's little Miss Geneva getting?
She's going to be a butterfly.
Oh, very exciting. All right. Well, let's. You're gonna get a butterfly. Let's see that butterfly. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, we're doing pink and purple. She wanted.
So we're here with Tracy from Micro Farm Starter, and Tracy, why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel?
Basically, we are doing a channel where we're starting a little micro farm. I'm sure you heard of like tiny houses and things like that. We have like a tiny farm, and you can just make the best out of just a 1 acre piece of ground, or if you even have less than an acre, you can make the best out of that. And you know, just like everybody, we go to YouTube U and we learn as much as we can. And we're like, I like this idea, I like that idea, and we're just going to put that in context on our farm and see how that turns out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we'll be definitely checking out Tracy's channel and just kind of watching them go. And like I said, there'll be links in the description box below so you can check out their channel. Make sure to give them a subscribe because I'm sure there's definitely some good little tidbits of information for you guys to pick up for your gardens and your lifestyle. All right, so we're with another amazing YouTuber, Josh from
Stony Ridge Farm.
So if you've not seen Josh's channel, I'd recommend checking it out. I will have links in the description box below to his channel as well. And Josh, what do you do on your channel real quick?
So Stony Ridge Farm, the Stony Ridge Farm channel is all about my wife and I. We bought a 60-acre plot of land. It's expanded into a 200-acre plot of land, and we're going to make a working farm kind of similar to what Joel Salatin has. So a lot of the stuff that you do kind of crosses over here. Plus we've got some trucks and tractors and good old country boy stuff, and who knows what we're into. I think next week we're going to cut the top off in the Suzuki Trooper and make it a farm vehicle. So we got all kinds of fun stuff going on.
That is very cool, very cool. So one question, what was one thing you enjoyed about Homesteaders of America? I know there's probably tons, but what was your top thing?
I just now got done listening to Eustace Conway in there talking a little bit. It was interesting to meet that guy. Cool dude, very nice. I just got here. We had a hurricane, yesterday, day before yesterday, so we have no power. Trees are down in the yard. There's power lines down in our yard, so I just got here. Eustace Conway was really cool. It was really interesting to watch that guy talk.
So I'm here with a very familiar face. This is oh, whoa, hey.
Where did you come from?
Faces. Sorry about that. I was in the zone there. I was looking at Tangi, making sure she was in the shot, and
then all of a sudden there were 3 heads.
There's 3 heads. So I got some super familiar faces here, and I just really wanted to thank you two both for helping to make this amazing event happen. Obviously, if you don't know who these 2 faces are, then you've completely missed the boat here. So these two fine people here, Tangi and Jack, are from Freedom Homestead. They're an awesome couple and awesome family, actually. You got missing a few other people to the group here.
They're working.
But so if you gotta check them out. But I just really wanted to thank you guys for doing this. It's an awesome event, and just real quick, because we're actually standing out in the rain now. So what's one thing you guys have really enjoyed about this event?
It's such a family atmosphere where you got so many people of like-minded just helping.
Yeah.
And it's like a community that everybody wants to share ideas, help each other, and we've made a lot of new friends here.
Yeah.
Great friends.
Yeah, it's definitely the people. I mean, there's a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to see. a lot of neat products, you know, that people are selling, but it's connecting with the people for sure. We said it last year. We met a lot of people for the first time, but it felt like a family reunion.
Yeah,
And it's
it really
the same
does.
thing here.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to pull them aside real quick because they've been running around like crazy, and I just wanted to thank them personally. We'll have links to not only Freedom Homestead in the description box below for you guys to check out for your enjoyment, but also I'm going to post links to Homesteaders of America, so you guys can check it out because they're doing it next year.
Next
here.
year.
You guys already signed it up for this same spot, right?
Same
right.
spot, same weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's even better.
So same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now's a great time to already go to your calendar, mark that off. You will not
Absolutely.
want to miss it. Hey guys, we're here with another very familiar face. This is Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm, and just another one of the amazing content creators that you have to check out that came to this awesome event. So for those of you that have not seen Jess, I'm gonna give her a quick kind of couple minutes to explain her channel.
I'm here with my husband and our 5 sons from Central Arkansas, where we have about 7 acres that we're working with. We have a really big garden. We grow lots of our food. We have goats and chickens and a small homestead. But my passion is in the garden, and that's where I learned about Luke and have followed him for a long time. And we came here to just meet people and the people that we interact with online all the time. It's such an incredible event to have everybody together.
So Jess, what's one of your favorite things that you enjoy about your garden?
I love just the work of it and just the enjoyment of starting and finishing and getting a harvest. It's just an incredible process that we get to partner with.
Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. There will be links in the description box below for them too. Maybe we'll catch an interview with him later. But so also, so you guys have how much acreage do you guys have?
We
Or-
have about 7, including our family's house next door. The garden itself is currently about 10,000 square feet of fenced-in area.
Because it's big, like it's
really
real big, guys. Like if you guys want, and you guys always talk about on my channel, oh, your garden's huge. Jess got a huge garden, so it's.
We have a lot of mouths to feed. We have a lot of space to just get creative, and you get a little more wiggle room. Like I really love like the potager gardening idea, where it's very incorporating a lot of beauty and design. And that was my desire in developing my garden, that it would be a beautiful space to be in. Because like you, I
Very
want
beautiful.
to enjoy it. I want to enjoy being there and not just work it.
Right.
And so I put up all the arch trellises and all of that, did a lot of vertical garden, not because we so much needed the space, I just love the way it looks. I love
Right.
being in a space that makes me feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's just a small snippet of Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm. So there's so much more over on our channel. I recommend going and checking it out. I watch every single one of their videos, especially on rainy days. Binge watch the heck out of it. So, and you guys will enjoy it too. So there'll be links in the description box below to their channel. Hey, so we got another super familiar face here. Actually, one of the people that I have really looked up to the most when it comes to just kind of making your garden work with.
I gotta stand taller to you if you're
elevate.
gonna look up to me.
Yeah.
Can you squish down a little bit?
So just making your garden kind of work for you. Just a super innovator when it comes to integrating chickens and your garden together. Chickens
Yeah.
is something we've always really tried to get into. Something we're definitely going to get into once we get a little more land. 1/3 of an acre is a tad bit tight for chickens, especially since they're not allowed in our town. Working on it though. But I wanted to ask you, Justin, what is one thing you've really loved about this? This is kind of the question we've asked everyone. What is one thing you've really enjoyed about this conference, if you could call it that?
Okay. Most of you are lonely and you feel a bit crazy. You feel a bit nuts because you're wanting to grow your own food. Your friends probably think you're nuts. Your parents are like, what in the world, why are you doing this? Do you find that? Do you find some of your friends, your old friends, are like, what in the heck?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much everyone.
And so, okay. So this is important because oftentimes when you begin to grow food, you realize you're crazy. You're not really crazy. They're crazy. But you gotta come to events like this because you tend to get lonely and inept and begin doubting yourself in a lone situation. But we have to take advantage of these technologies that introduce us to each other
Right.
at great distances. And this community needs to come together every once in a while, just so we feel a little bit less crazy.
How'd you guys fare with the hurricane this time?
You know, they hyped up Florence, but Florence ended up doing nothing to us.
Because it went like right
Michael
over
was
top.
much worse. Our towns got flooded. Our farm wasn't so affected, but we're in a pretty good. I mean, our creek might overflow, but that's the max of it. We handled pretty good. My soil kept in place.
Great.
We did good. Thanks for asking.
The thing that I think is so interesting, as a slight takeaway, is when you take care of your soil, even during like what would be considered a big event,
that's true.
a big weather event. If you take care of your soil, the people that don't take care of their soil, they lose it. It's all washed away.
Okay.
Your soil, somehow magically,
it absorbs the water.
It just absorbs
better
the water
because it's aerated. Because we've used the broad fork and things like that, so it does capture the moisture a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was also saying too, like regionally, you guys can handle this type of rain a lot better than Michigan can. We have just a total clay base. Meaning if it rains, like it rained even yesterday, we got like maybe 2 and 3 inches of rain. That would have stayed puddles for just days. Whereas, I mean, you almost didn't even notice it on the ground. So.
Well, here's the other trick. Our soil is very rarely bare. It's very, very rarely exposed. So whether we're using wood chips to cover the soil or cover crop, we're covering it. Because Mother Nature, she wants to dress herself. She's very modest. And if you don't dress her, she's going to. And when she first dressed herself, it's like a 4-year-old girl dressing herself. It's funky. And you might want to go ahead and take the initiative and plant something that would maybe be of more benefit to you than what nature would adorn herself with.
Yep, that's what we were talking about yesterday with autopilot gardening. You leave bare spots. The weeds will take advantage of it.
That's right.
And then they'll take advantage of your nice space that you spend so much time taking care of. So
take some time, dress your little baby doll, Mother Earth, put some little clothes on her, and work with it.
Right on. Well, that is the inner workings of Justin Rhodes.
Yeah.
So awesome channel. Definitely look up to him. I'll put links in the description box below to his channel as well. So we're here with one of the last families we're going to be interviewing, and we are here with
the Pratt Family Homestead, Mike and Jenny.
So tell us a little bit about your channel.
Well, first, we are not a how-to channel. We are a watch the train wreck channel, and but we try everything. I dive into everything, try everything. We've got pigs, ducks, goats. And
Chickens.
we're new to all this, and we're just trying to figure it out as we go.
Yes.
You guys are in Michigan?
Correct, Southern Michigan.
So you missed that. We are the MIgardener, Michigan. So that's definitely beneficial for all of our viewers to know.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yep, we're just south of Jackson, and we order seeds from you.
Yes, we do a lot of gardening and canning.
Gardening, canning. We're getting more and more and more into canning meats.
Yuck.
But so our pantry this year is loaded up phenomenally. It's looking great.
That's great. So what is one thing, if you could, and there's probably tons, but what's one thing you guys could take from this as saying it's your favorite thing about this conference?
I would say it's about the same thing as all these get-togethers or anything, and it's just being around like-minded people. And it's such, Jenny, many years ago when we went to our very first conference, we were brand new to everything, and talking about butchering animals and stuff, people back home she was still in some play groups that they're like, you killed a chicken, and which is kind of crazy. But here you can
talk about butchering
growing tomatoes,
chickens.
butchering meat. You're just, everybody is on the same wavelength here. And whether you're an expert or just learning, everybody's on the same wavelength, and it is absolutely fantastic to come to these events.
That is super. So we're going to be having links to all these channels that we've interviewed in the description box below. So the Pratt family is no exception. They will be down there as well. Make sure to check them out. Just throw a subscribe up. Let them know we sent you. And also, if there's any that we have missed that you think would be, beneficial to have here at this conference, let them know to get here. I think we've interviewed almost everyone. The only one we're missing is Amanda from the Fundamental Home, because she's actually running this whole gig here, or at least helping run this whole gig. So she's around here somewhere, but we'll have her channel in the description box below. You guys have probably already heard about her, but other than that, I don't know of any. So throw them down and let them know to get over here, because they're doing it next year. So they're doing it this year, same time, same location. So
awesome.
Hopefully we'll see you guys there next year.
We'll be here.
Great.
We'll be here.
So we'll be here. They'll be here. Everyone else, I imagine, will be here. So we'll catch you guys later on the next episode. See you guys. Bye.